Alright, it's late and I'm tired, so let's just get this out of the way. Try to make this quick. Alright, so here are my thoughts on The Singing Princess. So, as you may not notice, it stars Julie Andrews in the role of the titular princess. So, for those of you who don't know, Julie Andrews is best known for her roles as Mary Poppins and the protagonist of The Sound of Music. So yeah, she's a pretty respected actress, and this happened to be the very first movie she ever did, voice acting role. She probably did some plays before this, but aside from that, anyway, she's not really the main character of the movie. Yeah, the main character is, this kid right here. But, yeah. So, yeah, as you can see, I had to get the DVD for this movie, just like I did with Magic Boy. And this one's actually a decade older than that. Sorry. Yeah, so the reason why I didn't get this one earlier is because I kind of found out at the last moment that the only way to be able to see it is to order it online, and I didn't feel like paying money and then waiting several days for it to arrive in the mail. So yeah, I kind of decided to skip it, at least for the time being. But then when I found out the same case with Magic Boy, I decided to go ahead and order this movie as well. So yeah, this was a movie. There are some aspects to the movie that I liked, and other aspects that kind of fell flat. So, I guess we should get the negative stuff out of the way first. The animation, while okay, passable for the most part, it's very... there's a lot of unprofessional technical issues in there, like, the animation gets very jittery, there's, dropped frames, characters might, magically appear from one frame to another, they'll be here one frame and then here the next. For instance, there was this one scene where there were, these flowers. It showed the princess, and there were these flowers in the background, and they suddenly, jumped from one part of the frame to another, and, yeah. A lot of animation goofs. Some parts of the animation didn't look very attractive. What else? The audio was kind of out of sync for much of the movie. You'll hear a sound effect maybe not 5 seconds, but a couple seconds, a second or two before, what it's supposed to, the visual it's supposed to accompany. And then, what else? Yeah, they seem to, cut some parts out of the movie, for instance, one of the bad guys, it's this magician, he kidnaps the main kid, and suddenly we cut to a scene later where the kid suddenly turned into a black person. He looks mostly similar, but he's black now. and he remains black for a while, and then suddenly, after the magician is finally defeated, he like magically turns back. Um, and it totally looks like they cut something out between those transitions. So I guess yeah, the magician just transformed him. And, yeah, and they just didn't show those scenes, and they played it like you wouldn't notice that he suddenly changed skin color. A really glaring one. There's a scene where the kid like jumps into a river and then he's underwater, and then when he jumps out of the river, it shows the same clip of him jumping in but reversed. So yeah, that was a pretty serious moment of unprofessionalism. Also, the voice acting. Some voice actors were okay. Others I really didn't like. Primarily the kid. Yeah, the kid's voice actor was really not good. Kind of annoying, in fact. I guess some of the characters were entertaining enough. The villains were entertaining, I guess, especially the wizard. There were these three guys who kind of looked like complete rip-offs of the dwarves from Snow White. They're kind of entertaining, a little annoying, but entertaining to some minor degree. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about any of the characters. Well, the kid has this pet magpie that likes stealing things, and yeah, she's kind of fun, I guess. But yeah, all the other characters are pretty unremarkable. Yeah. The story was fine. It was, it had a beginning, middle, and end. It flowed okay, I guess. So yeah, I'd say the movie for the most part was alright. Yeah, if it weren't for all the technical blunders this movie has, I might rate it a little higher than I would. As it is, I think my rating would probably be somewhere between a 5 and a 6. Yeah, I'm not sure where I'd rate it. It was passable for the most part, but yeah. By the way, yeah, the animation kind of looks like an old Silly Symphonies cartoon. Or yeah, some old 1930s cartoon. It looked. So yeah, it's hard to believe it was released in 1949, but I guess some countries were a little behind the times, but yeah, I believe this was Italian. Robin von Joachim, Antongino Domenichini. Yeah, looks pretty Italian to me. So yeah, if it's would I recommend this movie? Only if you want the novelty of hearing Julie Andrews' first movie role. She does okay in this. Her singing is nice for the most part. I do have a bit of a limit with how much high-pitched singing I can take. But, of course we know that Julie Andrews is a great singer if you watched Mary Poppins or Sound of Music. But anyway, yeah, I mean, if you're curious, you can check this movie out, but otherwise, it's probably a skip. So yeah, not much else to say. That seems to be how I end a lot of my videos, by me saying not much else to say. Um, well, as usual, if I have anything else to add, I will write it in the comments. But yeah, I guess that's it. Mash it and smash it, signing off.